Hello everyone, we are team number 2 and today we are going to present our solution for this hackathon. Our team comprises of me, Ishita Agarwal.
And I'm Ahmed Saleh.
I'm Harshita Janakiraman.
I'm Supriya Shivanna.
And today we have divided our whole solution into 3 main components. First, problem statement, second, proposed solution, and third, we will talk about a case study. Starting with the part 1, there are many reasons for the non-availability of affordable housing in Toronto, such as low supply of new homes, and even in case houses are available, they are quite expensive, and it is approximated around 57% of average household incomes goes towards just paying the rent. 2 in 6 people suffer from homelessness, which is often linked with critical mental illness and requires regular upkeep. Around 66.1% share of household income is required just to have ownership of a house in Toronto, which is quite high as compared to other major cities around the world. Though new houses and projects are being built with energy saving methods and a LEED certification, and also with integration with renewable energy, however, Toronto has its own fair share of old buildings which do not have any such furbishment. Now, my friend Harshita will talk about solution, how our solution incorporates all these problems.
So we're going to be incorporating the 3 key aspects, that is accessibility, affordability, and sustainability into our model. We're going to be choosing abandoned properties and demolished buildings and retrofit them sustainably and also make it affordable using our financing model. We'll be focusing on people whose income level is below the low income cutoff according to Canadian regulations. What land are we looking for? So the abandoned buildings and old properties would be found in urban core areas where otherwise the housing would be really expensive and pricey for people to afford. And we would also be looking for a location where the public transit and railways are nearby. This would increase the accessibility and reduce transportation costs and energy consumption. This is how our financing model would look like. As the nonprofit organization, we would be requesting funding from the government, and with the funding, we would buy the land and make retrofitting. And we would do that by incorporating passive housing solutions and renewable energy additions. Once we do that, we would sell the house and keep the land, and the homeowners would be paying the lease for the land regularly, along with the maintaining their utilities. Additionally, we can also partner with investors to provide down payment funding for the homeowners in case they're not able to handle the burden. While they're staying in the house, they get to build their equity and also improve their quality of life and also have better accessibility to commute. When they decide to resell their house, a portion of their appreciation would go to the community land owners in order for them to maintain the land, as well as in order for it to be affordable for the incoming home buyers. Another portion of the appreciation would also go to the investors in case they requested for down payment funding in the beginning. The benefits of our model is that the homeowners have the opportunity to build equity and also seek the benefits of owning an asset. And we're also significantly reducing the down payment and providing funding for the same. Additionally, we can also incorporate community-focused initiatives such as education programs and health programs, and also have social events that engages the people in the community and enables one another to understand each other's cultures. Moving on, my friend will talk about the sustainability aspects of our model.
So one way to incorporate affordability, comfort, and sustainability into our plan is by the use of a passive house. A passive house is a nearly zero energy building. It relies on modification of structures such as passive structures such as roofs, walls, floors, windows, and doors. Some of the principles of a passive house are super high insulation levels. This seals the heat in during winters and keeps the heat out during summers. Another equally important principle is airtightness. This prevents moisture damage to the components of our construction. Another principle is ventilation, a well-maintained ventilation coupled with heat recovery systems, and also the use of renewable energy sources like solar energy to reduce our energy consumption. A passive house requires as little as 10% of the energy used by typical buildings. Up to a maximum of 15 kilowatt hour per meter square annum is used by heating or cooling requirements. A heating or cooling load is limited to a maximum of 10 watt per meter square, and airtightness is ensured by maintaining the air circulation rate at 0.6 per hour. Our main objective here in our plan is to bring about changes in old existing buildings and refurbishing them with the use of passive house retrofits. This reduces the energy footprint and also increases affordability in the long run. And NOP hit standard is also used to check the feasibility of our solution. The way we go about retrofitting components is doing a step-by-step sequential analysis. That is by starting with the building stock and then insulation, and we add various other components. Another way to deal with it is by looking at the problem areas in our building and then focusing on those, and then moving section by section towards building our construction. And we aim to maintain up to 25 kilowatt hour per meter square annum of energy rating in our plan. Ahmed will be talking about the next section of a solution.
So the next section is discussing a case study to test the efficacy of our model. So we are testing it against a real life proposed solution for a abandoned building outside of Toronto, which is the Holiday Inn in Yorkdale. So the cost that the abandoned building is sold for in real life is $86.5 million. So we started off with that and we added our own model, which will account for refurbishing each room for approximately $5,000, multiplying that by the number of rooms currently in the building. That accounts for $18.6 million for the refurbishment. Adding other costs that would make the building more sustainable, such as solar panels, will take the initial cost all the way up to $104 million. When we add some safety margin for miscellaneous costs that are not accounted for, we reach a total cost for the building, which is $414. As we mentioned earlier, we'll take out the land, which is $8 million. So that means that the price paid per buyer, the price paid for the buyers in total at the beginning is $106 million. So comparing that with the current proposed real life solution for the 3-story complexes, we are saving 42% in total for all the buyers, which is a considerable amount to save for first-time buyers who are struggling to buy the first home. So I'll now pass on to my friend Ishita that will discuss the financing for our initiative.
As we can see from the case study that the initial cost required for this project is quite high. And so we have looked into different financing models which are available from the government and other investors to fund such kind of projects. So one of the major initiative is Rapid Housing Initiative, which was run by the government. And it was one of the major initiative in budget 2021. And it provides a lot of fund for the housing projects which target the people from the vulnerable cultures, and which is one of the major part of our solution. There are many other different financing models that are available, like Open Door Initiative and Community Land Trust, NHS Demonstration Initiative. We can also look for energy retrofit loans for funding our passive home sustainability refurbishments. Our solution is very innovative and integrates the most important part of the affordable housing for future, that is sustainability and affordability. And it has no bias. It basically promotes equity within different communities, and it can be easily scaled because there are thousands of buildings in Ontario and Toronto specifically, which are worn out and can be easily converted into housing complex to cater to a large population of Toronto. That's it from our side. Thank you.